or Chris for short. Today we have an intermediate reformer workout with a focus on the core and the glutes. The only prop that you're going to be needing here today is your Pilates ball. However, if you don't have one, you can still do this workout without one. So let's get right to it. So we're starting with footwork. I have 4 springs on. You can have anywhere from 3 to 4 springs depending on the resistance of your springs. I have 2 mediums, a light and an extra light for my balanced body reformer. That is 2 reds, a blue, and a yellow. My foot bar is in neutral. And once that is all set, we'll lie down on our carriage here. The ball is going to be right in between our knees, and then we'll come onto the toes on the foot bar, about hip width distance apart. Before we move at all, I want you to put your hands around your rib cage. We're just going to focus on breathing here. So we're taking a nice deep inhale and a nice exhale. Inhale, fill up the lungs. Exhale, get rid of all the old air in the lungs. So we're trying to breathe into our hands, breathe into your back, breathe into your belly. And exhale, letting all the old air out. Nice deep breath, just like that. 360-degree breath, inhale. Exhale. Few more nice deep breaths. Last breath here before we move. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's put our hands down by our sides. On your next inhale, slide the carriage out. Exhale, bend your knees, bring the carriage on in. Inhale, slide the carriage out. Exhale, bend your knees, bring the carriage in. Your heels are lifted up high. Just trying to focus on using our mind-muscle connection to connect with our core. So here in footwork, we want to try to focus on activating our core. So this is not a leg exercise, so we're not trying to press the carriage out as hard as we can. If anything, we're trying to stay as light in our feet as we can and initiate this movement from your core. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees, bring the carriage on in. Let's come to the arches of our feet. Feet are still parallel, about hip width distance apart. Wrap the feet around the foot bar. Inhale, slide the carriage out. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the carriage in. Inhale, slide it out. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the carriage in. Our abs are working hard to keep our spine in neutral, so no tucking of the hips. Your tailbone stays heavy down on the carriage. That will help activate your core even more. So we have a nice, stable core, nice, healthy spine. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Bring the carriage in, and we'll come to the heels of our feet. Same about hip width distance. Inhale, slide the carriage out. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the carriage in. Really great if you're able to connect with your core here in the beginning of class. That way that your abs are active for the rest of class, which will really help with your form and preventing any injuries, especially in your low back. Still breathing here. Taking those nice deep 360-degree breaths. Let's do 2 and 1. Bring the carriage in, coming back to the toes. And we'll just slide the carriage out to straight leg, keeping the legs straight. We're just lowering the heels underneath the foot bar and lifting the heels up high. This is our tendon stretch We have a slight bend in our knees, so no hyperextending your knees here. And the ball should be completely still. So if you feel the ball rolling around at all, it could be because you're knocking your knees in, and you want to keep the knees pointed straight up towards the ceiling the whole time. This is great for working the feet, the ankles, and the calves. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. And bend your knees, bring the carriage on in. Let's roll up to sit up here. I'm gonna grab my ball, legs go underneath the foot bar, reaching my hands toward the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, I'm tucking my chin, coming up upper back, middle back, lower back, really scooping the belly in. And we're getting into a spring change here. So I'm changing my springs to 1 medium, 1 extra light. For me, that's 1 red, 1 yellow spring. And then I'll roll right back down. Ball is in my hands. I'm sitting up tall. Inhale. Exhale, tucking the pelvis, articulating the spine, coming down slow. Lower back, middle back, upper back. And from here, let's bring the ball right in between our knees. And then we'll grab our straps. You can do long loops or short loops. Short loops will be a little bit more resistance. And then when you're ready, brace your abs, take your knees up to tabletop. Hands reach towards the ceiling, hands just right above your shoulders. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, take the hands down towards the hips. Inhale, take the hands back up. Exhale, take the hands back down. Let's do a few more just like that. Just warming up the upper body. Shoulders down away from your ears. Your collarbone is wide. Let's do 2 and 1. On this next one, I want you to lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the carriage, looking down towards your belly button, and then let's pump the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really gently bring your belly button down towards your spine. You're reaching your arms out towards the foot bar. No movement in the carriage here. See if you can lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the carriage even 1 more inch. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to add an extra touch, you can extend your legs out to 45 degrees. Maybe even lower the legs a little bit more. Whew, working that core. Yes, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you lift up a little bit more or lower the legs even more? Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees in. Let the head come down. Let's reach our arms out wide. We're stacking the knees to the right. And then we'll look to the left here. Just nice deep breaths. And then we'll switch sides. Quick little reset there. And let's grab our ball. I'm gonna put it underneath my sacrum, so underneath my low back. You don't want it too high up where you start to arch your back, and you don't want it too low where you start to tuck your hips or it feels too unstable. So where it feels good for you. And then now I'm going to brace my abs, knees come to tabletop position. Inner thighs are squeezing together, and we'll get right back into our reach and pull. So starting with our hands above our shoulders, inhale to prepare. Exhale, take the hands down towards the hips. Inhale, take the hands up. Inhale, takes the arms down. Nice deep breaths. Let's do 3 more just like that. 3, 2, and 1. Now for arm circles, we'll take our arms out to the side. Inhale, exhale, take the hands towards the hips. Inhale, right back to the top, and then exhale, hands come right back towards the hips. Keep going just like that. Your inner thighs are squeezing together. This will help activate your pelvic floor, which will help connect with your low abs. Because you're on this ball, your abs have to work even more to keep you stable on this ball. So you should really start to feel your inner abs firing up. And let's reverse direction with our arm circles. You can always adjust the ball if you need. However, if this ball just doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can always take it out and just put it onto the side. Let's do 2 and 1. Now we'll have our elbows down by our sides, tricep press. Just take a bend in the elbows, press the hands down towards the hips. Inhale, take your bend. Exhale, take your press. Your collarbone stays wide. Shoulders are down away from the ears. And our thighs keep squeezing together. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take our arms out to a T. Inhale. Exhale, take the hands towards the hips. Inhale, take the hands up to your T. Exhale, hands down towards your hips. Let's add our legs. We'll extend one leg out as the hands come down, and then bring the leg back in as your arms come to your T, and then switch. Inhale. Exhale. Really bringing the belly button to spine as you extend one of your legs out, keeping the core connected. Let's do 2 more on each side. 2, and then 1. Let's take our hands and our arms and legs straight up towards the ceiling. So arms are straight, legs are straight. And then from here, scooping the belly, you're gonna take the arms and legs down to about 45 and take them right back up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, take the arms and legs down to 45. And inhale back to that starting position. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Hold the legs down to 45. Let's reach our hands down towards the carriage. And from here, let's just crisscross the legs. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees in. Let's dock the carriage and move our ball from our back to in between our ankles. So ball comes in between our ankles. Your hips are down on the carriage, and we'll start back in our reach and pull. So our knees are above our hips, and then inhale, exhale. We're gonna take the hands down towards the hips. So starting with our hands above our shoulders, inhale, and then exhale, hands come towards your hips. Let's just do 2 more. And after that, we'll add a chest lift and leg extension. Take your inhale to prepare, exhale, head, neck, and shoulders come off the carriage, the legs extend out to 45 degrees, and then bend the knees back in, head, neck, and shoulders come down. Inhale, exhale, press it all out. Let's do 5 more just like that. Yes, you can. 5. Really scooping the belly, especially as you extend your legs out. 3. 2, and 1. Hold it here, hold, hold, hold. We're gonna get it to double leg lower, double leg lift. So head, neck, and shoulders stay up, and you're just lowering and lifting the legs. To modify, you can always lower the head, neck, and shoulders down, or just keep the knees in tabletop, or do this with your legs in tabletop. Last one here, bend the knees in, let the head, neck, and shoulders come down. Let's get right back to our reach and pull. Quick active recovery here. Let's just do about 3 more, and we'll get right back into our head, neck, and shoulder lifts with that leg extension. Last one here, inhale, exhale, let the head, neck, and shoulders come up, extend it out. Let's do 5, 4, inner thighs squeezing together, 3, 2, and the last one, hold it out, hold, belly button spine. Now we're gonna roll the ball so that one leg goes on top of the other, just alternating legs, one on top of the other. Let's do 4, 3, yes you can, 2, and 1. Bend the knees in, lower the head down. Let's reach the arms out wide. Nice recovery here. Stack the knees to one side, look towards the opposite side for a spine twist. And then switch, knees come over to the left, look to the right. And we'll hang up the straps. Let's grab our ball. We're just gonna put it out to the side here, and then we'll come on up. And now we'll get into our leg series, starting with our right leg. So I'm gonna have one light spring on, one light spring for me, that's my one blue. And then when you're ready, we're gonna start with our right foot on the floor next to the carriage, and your left foot is gonna be on the carriage pressed up against the shoulder rest. We're starting with a lunge here. So you want to push the carriage out. You still have a slight bend in your back leg. Hips are square, shoulders are square. And from here, we're just going to bend our front knee to come down to our lunge. Hold it here. We're loading our right glute as we press up from this lunge, coming up nice and slow. And then come down, loading your right glute as you come up. So press up from your right glute as you come up. And then come down nice and slow. So this is a slow and controlled movement. As you see, I have a hinge in my hips here. You want to keep your hinge the whole time, because if you're up here, your abs are all stretched out and it's hard to get any abdominal engagement out there, and it also compresses your low back. So keeping that hinge will decompress your low back and make it easier for you to connect with your core. Speaking of your core, you're also using your mind muscle connection to keep your abs engaged. And from here, let's hold it down halfway. We're gonna add movement in our back leg. So we're just taking a bend and extend of our back leg as we're holding this lunge. So even though we're adding movement in our back leg, the work is still in our front leg, as it has to work even harder to keep us stabilized here. Maybe come 1 inch lower, sink into your right glute. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. We're holding it down here. Now we're just gonna do a few reach and pulls. You're reaching your hands out and then pulling it back. It's a reach and pull, reach and pull. Let's do 5 more. Come down 1 inch lower. Yes, sink into your right glute. 3, 2, and 1, and we'll come up, but we're gonna get right into that lunge. So shake it out real quick if you need, and then from there, getting right back into our slow, controlled full range. So coming down low and pressing it right back up. Whew. So your goal here for this lunge is I just want you to focus on activating your right glute. However, if you feel it burning up, even better. It's just focusing on activating your glute for this first leg exercise. Nice, slow and controlled. Hold it down halfway. We'll take a bend and press of our back leg. Bend, extend, bend, extend. Whew. Shoulders down away from the ears. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it down. We're getting into those reaching pulls. Yes, you can. Whew. Let's do 5. Come a few more inches lower. 4, 3, 1 inch lower, 2, and 1. And you guys are out of your lunge. Whew. Shake it out, shake it. I hope that your right glute is nice and fired up as we'll get into continue this series on that same leg. So now for a frog kick, I'm on my carriage facing the back of my reformer, grabbing my strap, looping it around the arch of my right leg, that same leg we were just working on, and I'm coming into a tabletop position. So your shoulders are directly underneath your wrist, and I'm taking an external rotation from my left hip, so my left leg is an external rotation, and slightly lifting my right knee off and taking that leg into an external rotation as well. That's so that both legs are symmetrical here. And from there, I'm just going to take, my knee is off the carriage and kick straight back. Inhale, take my bend. Exhale, kick it straight back. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press it out here. Try not to side bend here. We have a nice long spine, so the crown of your head is reaching away from your tailbone. Your left oblique is working hard to keep you lifted and nice and stable here. Let's do 4, 3, we're not in this frog kick for very long, 2, and 1. Hold it out about 3/4 of the way out. A little bend, little press right here to finish this frog kick. Yeah, not in here for long. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then let's just take the strap off our leg real quick as we change our springs. So I'm moving on to a medium spring. 1 medium spring, but that's my red spring. And now I'll grab my ball, and I'm just going to use it for a headrest now, and then so it's right here when I need it. So I'm going to lie down on my left side. And then really important here is that your hips are behind your shoulders. You never want your hips going in front of your shoulders here. My hips are stacked, shoulders stacked, and I'll grab my strap and I'll loop it around the arch of my foot here. And top knee is at hip height. Take your inhale. Exhale, you're gonna kick your foot out towards the foot bar. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. This is your side kick. Working our right leg, right glute even more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. So really just focusing on firing up your right leg. And now we're holding our leg out straight. Leg is straight, and we're just going to sweep our leg in front of you and then sweep your leg straight back. Inhale, sweep the leg towards you. Exhale, sweep the leg straight back. So the only thing that is moving here is your leg, which is hinging from your hip. Your low back is completely stable at all. So your low back is not moving. There could be a tendency to want to tuck your hips as you bring, especially as you bring the leg towards you, but try to prevent doing that. In order to do so, to prevent that, I want you to think about popping your tailbone or popping your booty away from you as you bring your leg towards you. So no movement in your low back. Tucking your hips will prevent activating your glutes. So you want your spine, you want your hips in a neutral position. Perfect. So now we're going to externally rotate our leg from the hip so that your knees and toes are pointed about 45 degrees towards the ceiling. And from there, let's just take a bend and press. Bend and press. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it out, and then tiny bend, tiny press. Press where you feel that most tension in your glute, really burning out your glute here. We'll do 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now let's bring the strap. We'll take it above our knee onto your thigh, and we'll grab our ball and we'll put it behind our knee here. So your ball goes behind your knee, still lying down here, and we'll get straight into clamshells. So we're just going to lift the leg up and down, up and down. So you're just moving the leg from the hip. Low back is still. We're working our gluteus medius, our side glute here. Whew. Let's do 2 and 1. And then now from here, we're just going to do circles from the hip. Feel your femur bone just moving, gliding through in the hip socket. We have 4, 3, this direction, 2, and 1, and we'll reverse it here. We'll do 4, 3, you got it. How's that glute feeling? 2, and 1, hold it here. Little squeeze of the ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze to finish for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you can just take your ball out to the side. Take the strap out of your leg, hang up the strap. Let's come on up for our last leg exercise for this right side. So your foot bar comes onto the high position, and I'm changing my springs. I'm changing my springs to 2 reds and a blue. So that's 2 medium springs and a light spring. So you want this lightly heavy, and then we'll lie down on our left side, that same side we're lying on. And then setup is slightly similar. You want your hips behind your shoulders. You never want your hips going in front of your shoulders. And really important, the placement of your foot. You want it on the foot bar directly underneath your knee when your knee is in about a 90-degree angle. And from there, when you're ready, you're just going to slide the carriage out and then resist it in slow. So we resist for 4, 3, slow and controlled, 2, and 1. Press it out slow for 3, 2, and 1. Continue with that pace. Your hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. Trying to press out from your whole foot. And also pay attention to your knee. You don't want it coming down here or too high. Just about right above your foot, or about hip height. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it about halfway out. We're gonna slightly lift our toes off the foot bar, and now we're rotating, externally rotating from the hip so that the knees and toes go up towards the ceiling and right back down. So back into those clamshells. Whew. Belly bend to spine, core is engaged. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Foot comes back onto the foot bar. Let's slide the carriage about 3/4 of the way out. A little bend, little press right here. A little in, a little out. Yes. Pulse it where you feel that most tension in your glute. We're really working to fire it up. And we'll get into a power variation after this in 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, you're going to slide the carriage out. This is a fast pace. We're going to see that power here, blast it out, adding a little bit of cardio. Whew. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it out, right back to that full range. Go slow for 3, 2, and 1. Press it out for 3, 2, and 1. Keep going. Make sure that your hips aren't tucked here. You have that slight pop in your tailbone, slight pop in your booty. Not so much that you have an arch in your low back and you start to feel this in your low back. Just so that your abs, your spine is neutral. Whew. And then let's hold it halfway in, taking the toes slightly off the foot bar, and we're just getting back into our clamshells. Up and down, up and down. Whew. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Foot goes back on the foot bar, slide the carriage about 3/4 of the way out. Little bend, little press right here. Little bend, little press. Can you get your leg to shake? Whew. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're adding our cardio element here. So let's see that power. Let's blast it out for these last few seconds, and you're completely done with your right leg for this class. For 4, 3, whew, you got it, 2, and 1. And then bring the carriage in, you guys. Let's lie down on our back for a nice reset, nice stretch and recovery. And I'm gonna take my right leg, that same leg that we were just working on, reaching it towards the ceiling. And I'm gonna just roll out my ankle. Whew. And then I'm gonna cross my right ankle over my left thigh. Nice figure 4 stretch here, stretching out our glute that we just worked on. All right, and then we'll come on up. I'm gonna grab a quick sip of water and then we'll be right back into our ab series. All right, you guys, we are back for our ab series. I hope you guys are feeling nice and hydrated. So for our ab series, you want your foot bar down, and I'm gonna take 1 light spring. That's my 1 blue spring. However, if you ever need more assistance, you can always go on to a heavier spring. We'll start with a plank position, facing the back of the reformer. If you have a front platform or a pad, you can always use that to modify by putting your knees down on your front platform. I'm gonna come onto my toes today. So knees or toes are on your front platform, hands are on your carriage here. We're just going to connect with your core. And from there, we'll lift the knees off the carriage, slide the carriage out to a plank position, hold it here. Your head and neck are in line with your spine, abs engaged. From there, we're just hinging from our shoulders to slide the carriage out and bringing the hands right back underneath our shoulders. Taking nice deep breaths. You can inhale to slide the carriage out, or exhale to bring the carriage in, or you can exhale to slide the carriage out, or inhale to bring the carriage in. Just make sure you're breathing here. You want your hips in line with your shoulders, so you don't want your hips too high up or your hips too down. And then from here, let's take the hands right back underneath our shoulders, and then we'll just pike the hips up and lower the hips down. Your inner thighs are squeezing together. That will help activate your pelvic floor, which will help activate your low abs. And this is just a hinge in our hips, so our spine is not moving at all. Your spine stays neutral throughout this whole movement. Your head and neck are moving with your spine, so it stays in line with your spine. Let's do 3 more of these plank to pikes. 2, and take a rest whenever you need. And 1, and then hips come back to shoulder height. From here, we're bending the knees in and then sliding the carriage out. Whew, really activating our core here. Whew, starting to sweat. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the carriage in, knees are bent at 90 degrees, tiny little dips of the knees down and up and down. We're gonna rest in 4, yes you can, 3, 2, and 1. Take a rest here. If you can keep going, go for it. Hold that plank. Whew. We'll take about a 10-second break and we'll get right back into it, but this time with our elbows. Take your reset, nice deep breaths. We're getting into our elbows in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So elbows and toes here, holding at our plank position. And from there, we're just hinging from the shoulder to slide the carriage out and bringing the carriage in. So hips are completely still here. No movement in the lower body. You're just sliding the carriage out, bringing it right back in. Belly bun to spine. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then from here, you're just gonna pike the hips up, lower the hips down. Just like we did before, but now we're on our elbows. Your heels are lifted nice and high. Belly button to spine. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips come back to shoulder height. We're bending the knees in, pressing it out. Your spine stays neutral here. Try not to tuck the hips or overarch the low back. Take a rest if you need, especially if you start to feel this in your low back. Let's do 4, 3, keep breathing, 2, and 1. Hold it out, hold, hold, hold. Walking plank. With your feet, you're gonna take the legs out, out, in, feet out, in. We're not here for long, and you're done with these abs series. We're getting into legs in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the carriage on in. We'll take a reset here. Nice cat and cow, so your knees will be underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. We'll take an inhale here. Look up towards the sky, and then we'll exhale around the spine. Look towards your navel. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, around the spine. Let's drop the belly, look up. One more nice deep breath here. Okay, you guys. So we're more than halfway done here. I'm going to come onto the left side of my reformer here. So other side, left foot is on the floor, right foot is pressed up against our shoulder rest. Sliding the carriage out, we have a bend in our back knee, and we're just coming down into your low lunge. Remember, you want to have your hinge in your hips. That will help activate your core, keep your core engaged. And then we're just going to press from our left glute to come up and load our left glute to come down. So we're pressing it up for 3, slow 2 and 1, coming down slow for 3, 2 and 1. Just like that, keeping your pace. Remember, for this lunge series, I just want you to focus on activating your left glute. That is your goal here. And hold it down halfway. We're taking a bend and press of our back leg, bend and press. Remember, we're adding that movement, but our front leg is still doing the majority of the work. You want most of your weight in your front leg. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. And hold it back. We're adding the arms. Come down an inch. Let's just take our reach and pull, reach and pull. Whew. Let's do 5, 4, come down 1 inch lower, 2, and 1. Whew. And we'll come right back up, and we'll get back into our slow full range. So coming down slow for 3, 2, and 1. We'll press it up slow for 3, 2, and 1. Sinking into your left glute as you come down, pressing up from your left glute as you come up. Those nice deep breaths will help you get through. Bringing oxygen to your muscles. Hold it down halfway. We'll take a bend and press of your back leg, bend and press. Still keeping the majority of your weight in your front leg. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it out. Last variation for this lunge. Let's take our reach and pull, reach and pull. Come a few more inches lower. Yes, sink into your left glute. Let's really fire it up here. Let's do 4, more reach and pulls. 3, belly button to spine. 2, whew, and 1, and then come out. Shake out your left glute. I hope it is nice and active. Whew. Nice and fired up, and we'll come onto our carriage facing the back, grabbing our strap on our left. We're wrapping around our left foot, that same leg we were working on. Tabletop position. Your shoulders are underneath your wrist, and we want to externally rotate our leg from our right hip so it's pointed out towards the side. And then you want to slightly lift your left knee off the carriage, so it's also an external rotation as well, so both hips are nice and symmetrical here. And then from there, connect with your left glute as you press it straight back and bend the knee to bring the carriage in. Inhale, bend, exhale, press. Taking our nice deep breaths. Try not to side bend here so your spine is neutral, head and neck in line with your spine. Your right oblique is actually working really hard to keep you nice and stable here in this 3-point position. Let's do 3. Whew. Really press it out. My glute is shaking. 2, 1, hold it out. A little bend, little press right here to finish this frog kick. Little bend, little press. So we have 5, 4, 3, Stay strong. 2 and 1. We'll bring the carriage in. And I'm going to change my springs to a heavier spring. So for my 1 medium spring, for me that's my 1 red. And I'm going to grab my ball. I use it as my headrest here. So laying down on my right side, remember you want your hips behind your shoulders. You never want them going in front of your shoulders. And then let's grab the strap. We'll loop it around the arch of our top leg, kicking the leg straight back. And then from here, we're just bending the knee in to about 45, and then kicking to about 90 degrees. Sorry, bend it into about 90 degrees and kick it straight out. So as you bend, you want to stop your knee when it goes to 90 degrees, no more than that, and kick it straight out to the foot bar. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. Shoulders away from the ears, trying to relax the bottom leg here. There could be a tendency for that bottom leg to want to tense up, but keep it nice and relaxed as we're working the top leg. Last press here, and then with a straight leg, sweep the leg in front of you, and then straight leg, sweep the leg back. So as you straight leg to sweep the leg towards you, you want to stop when your leg goes to about 90 degrees. You don't want to go any more than that. And you want your spine in neutral, so hips aren't tucked here and no movement from the lower back. You might want to think of popping your tailbone or popping your booty slightly as you bring the leg towards you to prevent any tucking of the hips. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the leg out to the foot bar. Externally rotate the leg from the hip. Now we're just going to bend the knee in and kick it straight out. Take a bend, take a press. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Press it out. Little bend, little press right here. Little bend, little press to finish this out before we bring our strap above our knee. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we'll bring the carriage in. Take the strap above your knee onto your thigh, and we'll grab our ball and we'll bring it behind our knee here. And starting with our clamshells, just lifting the knees towards the ceiling about 45 degrees and take it back to the starting position. Take a lift and lower, lift and lower. Whew, working our side glute, our gluteus medius. Whew, it's already shaking. And we just started with that gluteus medius. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here. Now we're just gonna do circles. Whew. Circling from the hip. Let's do 4. This direction. 3, 2, and 1, and reverse. Yes. It is on fire, you guys. Whew. Feels so good. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here. Little squeezes of the ball. Squeeze, squeeze. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. And take your ball out. You guys are done with your ball. We'll hang up your strap. And we'll come up onto the carriage. we're set up for our heavy pressing move here. So your foot bar is coming to the high position. Foot bar is high. I'm adding some springs, so I have 2 mediums and a light. So for me, that is my 2 reds and 1 blue spring. And then coming right back down onto that same side, my right side. Same position. So hips are behind your shoulders and your top foot is going on the foot bar. You want your foot underneath your knee when your knee is about that 90-degree position. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, press the carriage out. Hold it here and then bring the carriage in nice and slow. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press it out slow. For 3, 2, and 1. Continue with that tempo. Nice, slow, and controlled. Your hips are stacked. Shoulders are stacked. And you don't want your knee sinking down, or you don't want your knee pointing up. You just want it in line with your foot and hip. These heavy pressing is our last exercise for this left glute. We're gonna hold it out in a bit here. Keep going. Now hold it out halfway. Tiny lift of your toes off the foot bar, and we're gonna rotate from the hip, and then for those clamshells, taking our lift and the lower of the knee, up and down, lift and lower. For 4, abs engaged. 3, 2, and 1. Foot comes back onto your foot bar. Slide the carriage out. Little bend, little press right here. Little bend, little press, little in, little out. Whew. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're making this fast. We're blasting it in and out. Whew. Let's really fire up our left glute even more. Let's see that power. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out. Hold, hold, hold. We're coming in slow. For 3, slow, 2, and 1. Pressing out slow. For 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Loading the left glute as we bring the carriage in, and then pressing the carriage out as we straighten our leg. Keeping our bottom leg relaxed. All the work is in our top leg. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Holding it halfway out. You're taking the toe slightly off the foot bar, and then we're taking our clamshells. Lift and lower, up and down. Let's do 4. You got it. 3, yes you can. 2, and 1. Foot comes back on the foot bar. Slide the carriage out, and then little bend, little press right here. Little bend, little press, little bend, little press. You guys, we are so close to being done with our legs. We're getting into our burn, that power, that fast movement in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press it out, out and in, out and in. It's a bend and press. Here we go. Let's finish in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Bring it on in. You guys are done with your legs. How good does that feel? We'll take our left leg up towards the ceiling. Roll out the ankle. And crossing your ankle over your right thigh. Stretching out your left glute. We just have another quick ab series, the same ab series that we did earlier. And then our quick stretches, and then you guys are gonna be out of here. Whew. So, so close, you guys. All right, so we'll come on up, and now my footwork comes back down, and then I'm switching my springs back to what I used for that plank series, which is my one leg or my one glute spring. Take whatever spring you need here, and then from there we'll come onto our hands and toes. So hands carriage, toes are on your platform, and then we're scooping the belly in, sliding the carriage out. Your hips are in line with your shoulders, and from there you're just going to hinge from the shoulders to slide the carriage out and bring the carriage right back in. Bringing your belly button to spine. So your lower body is completely still. All the movement is just coming from your shoulders. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. We'll come back to our plank position, and then we're gonna pike the hips up and lower the hips down. Inner thighs are squeezing together, your legs are straight. No rounding of the spine, so movement comes from your hips. Let's do 3, 2, take a rest whenever you need, especially if you start to feel it in your low back. And 1, take the hips down, back to shoulder height. Let's bend the knees in, and press it out for 3, slow 2, and 1, bend it in for 3, slow 2, and 1, we press it out, whew, and bend it in. 3 more just like that, and we'll get into our little dips. So let's do 3, 2, and 1, hold it in, knees in 90 degrees, tiny lower, and lift. It's a lower, and lift, 4, 5, whew, 4, 3, lower abs are really firing up, 2, and 1, and then take your rest here. However, if you still got it, you can hold your plank here. We're just gonna I'm gonna take a 10-second rest before we come down onto our elbows. If you're in your plank position, you can walk down to your elbows. If not, we'll come up in 4, 3, let's go, 2, and 1, let's come up, sliding the carriage out. Hold it out, and we'll get right back into that hinge from our shoulders as we slide it out and bring it right back in. Inner thighs squeezing together, lifting from the pelvic floor, keeping our low abs, our core active. Let's do 4. You got it. 3, so close to the end. 2, and 1, and then we'll take it right back to our plank to pikes. Shoulders down away from the ears. Your shoulder blades are pressing down towards your hips. Form our plank to pikes. 3, head and neck is in line with your spine. 2, and 1, hips come back to shoulder height. We're bending the knees in and pressing it out so your spine stays long. Spine stays neutral as you just bend and extend the legs. So, so close to being done, you guys. Let's do 4 more. Hold it, you got it, you got it. 3, 2, and 1, hold it out, walking plate is out, in, out, in. Whew. Belly button to spine. Let's do 4. You gotta keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1, and then bring the carriage in. Whew. Let's do a nice cat-cow here. Bring mobility into your spine, especially if you start feeling it to your low back just a little bit. Let's just move it around here. Take a nice inhale, look up, exhale, round the spine. Decompress your spine here. Inhale, drop the belly, look up, exhale, round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, look up, exhale, round the spine, nose to navel, last one. Last few stretches here. Let's just come onto the carriage, facing the foot bar. I'm getting into a spine stretch forward. So my feet are on the sides of my carriage. I'm sitting up tall here, reaching my hands out in front of me. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, round the spine. You're getting into a C curve. Exhale all the old air from your lungs. Inhale, stack it back up. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale all the old air out of your lungs. Rounding your spine. Inhale. Sit it on up. Exhale, round the spine. Last one. Sitting up really nice and tall. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, round the spine. Now for our saw, reach your hands out to the side. Sitting up tall, inhale. Exhale, twist to one side, and from there you're gonna reach your pinky finger past your pinky toe. Look back at your back hand and really reach your hand past your pinky toe. And then we're inhaling, we're bringing it back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale. Exhale. Nice spine twist here to bring mobility into our spine. This feels so good. Inhale. Exhale, twist and reach. Try not to move the hips. Move from the hips. We're twisting from our spine, from our waist. Inhale. Exhale. And we'll do one more on each side. Inhale. Sitting up tall, exhale, twist and reach. Round the spine. Inhale, exhale, twist, and exhale. Inhale, exhale, twist and reach. And then come on up. You guys are all done. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today. If you liked it, please give me a like. And if there's anything you didn't like or anything you'd like to see more, please let me know in the comments. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much.